family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers, the final boss has always stood out, even when he was just a blue chipper. But there wouldn't be a final boss, there wouldn't even be a bloodline if it wasn't for The Rock's grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia. You can think of him as the first boss. Predecessor to the tribal chief.
He is one of, if not the foundation for our family. The Anoa'i Fatu Maivia wrestling dynasty. I don't think there's anybody more responsible for what's going on now than the High Chief himself.
Peter Maivia isn't simply one of the two principals behind the Sacred Blood Bond. He's also an incredibly decorated professional wrestler who traveled the world and won titles everywhere he went. New Zealand, Japan, Europe, and here in the United States, where he enjoyed especially successful runs in Hawaii and California. Maivia would eventually find his way to WWE, engaging in legendary battles with the likes of superstar Billy Graham. His larger-than-life personality would win the WWE Universe over in short order, as it had throughout his entire career. In the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia was a potent blend of brawn and grappling technique, often muscling his opponents down to the mat through a variety of joint locks and then switching to more painful holds once grounded. His sleeper hold and stump puller were both feared and renowned, and make no mistake about it, Maivia knew there was always more than one path to the ultimate victory. Out of the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia also ran one of the most successful wrestling promotions on the planet, Polynesian Pro Wrestling, based out of Hawaii, showing his mastery of the business in every aspect. His induction into WWE's Hall of Fame class of 2008 was supremely deserved, forever enshrining Peter Maivia as the legend he always was. And now, we present to you the opportunity to walk in the boots of the legendary High Chief Peter Maivia, facing off against one of the most legendary WWE rivals, George the Animal Steele. You will settle this score once and forever and showcase the overwhelming strength of Peter Maivia, which has ever since remained as a hallmark for every single solitary member of this bloodline.
WCW versus
no
NWO.
Easy battle, though. He thrives in the chaos, one of pro wrestling's true madmen. He'll even try to eat part of the ring if he thinks it'll help him break you down. So do your best and honor High Chief Peter Maivia properly with a resounding victory.
Uh-oh, somebody called the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a steel cage match. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 275 pounds, George the Animal Steele.
I'm not even sure the cage can contain this man.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 275 pounds,
Steel had better keep an eye on Maivia because Maivia is a true brawler. Few men can handle the chaos of the animal inside a steel cage, but I believe the High Chief is ready.
Maivia carrying such pride into the ring.
Very stark contrast to Steel. We'll see which prevails tonight.
Steel cage match underway. Peter Maivia versus George the Animal Steel. Most of the matches between Peter Maivia and George Steel have ended inconclusively, but this time we'll have a winner.
These are two very different men, Cole. The High Chief is a man of great pride and respect for the ring, while Steel is, well, he's an animal. I can't think of two opponents with more opposing styles.
You said it, Corey. Let's just hope this one gets taken care of in the ring tonight. Then a knee right to the throat. George the Animal Steel might be a bit of an underdog here. In fact, he lost a match by countout to the High Chief.
In Steel's defense, I'm not sure he knows how to count exactly, or how to read a rule book. So he's got to be happy to be in this cage. Well, Maivia is called the High Chief in part because of his commanding presence in the ring. He's more than ready for what the animal will throw at him, even inside a cage. Over and over again, getting beaten down with force.
Momentum is all with Maivia now.
And you can see Steel is struggling to weather the storm with the High Chief. Ooh. Headlock cinched in and just tossed without regard. No other way to say it, guys. That looked like it hurt a lot. Momentum going back to his corner. This could be a good chance for Steel to get some distance and rethink things.
Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steel as competitors. One man based on
Perched up top. Diving leg drop.
that unraveled on George.
A masterful display of defense from both wrestlers.
Two very opposing styles in every sense of the word, Corey. High Chief Maivia is a much more physically gifted and talented athlete in the ring than Steel. What's it going to take for the animal to get the upper hand here?
Well, he's got to be even more chaotic than ever inside this cage. Nothing about Steel makes sense to someone as traditional as Maivia. There's never any telling what the animal's going to do in a match, and he needs to keep it that way.
Batten down the hatches. These two are unloading.
Back and forth, neither one giving up any ground. It looks like we've got ourselves a brawl here. Ooh.
Neither competitor is backing down.
Who will break first? That is the question. Oh! Back and forth, blow for blow, just teeing off on it. Ending this test of wills with a big exclamation point.
Peter Maivia be your area.
George Animal Steel is not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, guys. He's a true brawler.
And he might be the best brawler in WWE, Michael. There is no shortage of fight in the animal. But you know who might be a better brawler, guys? The High Chief Peter Maivia. When you consider that Maivia is also an excellent high flyer and a great technician, well, you can see why the High Chief is the favorite in this match, even with the steel cage stipulation.
Maivia overwhelming his opponent here.
Yeah, and Maivia has really figured the animal out here. Maivia has steel in his sights, looking to put the animal down.
Peter Maivia has something brewing. Step you in half.
And George is laid out.
Caught with the double axe handle. The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii where he earned
Into the pin. George is trying to seal this one up. His arm shot on the mat before one.
How on earth could he not keep him down for even one at this point? He gets out of the way.
Man, what timing on that counter.
Punch connects. Trapped in an armbar, looking for a way out, and they find it. Wait a minute, setting in. Devastating submission coming. Able to punch his way out. Big back body drop. The animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the Animal brandish a weapon against Peter Maivia before when it was against the rules. The High Chief better be prepared for Steel to get even crazier.
Oh, Maivia's prepared, all right. The man is extremely tough and agile. In fact, the High Chief's entire body can be considered a weapon.
Vertical suplex.
Get up.
Now trampling the opposition. When a man like Peter Maivia signs up for a match with the Animal, he doesn't know what to expect, just to expect anything in the world.
Peter Maivia knows full well that he's in for some unusual treatment tonight. In fact, Steel often has trouble finding opponents due to his erratic nature. But when it comes to competition, the High Chief wants to prove he's worthy of that name. Peter Maivia will take on any competitor. And now he's looking to lock in this submission.
And the lock applied. Just excruciating pain. There's no way you can sustain being in this submission much longer.
Will the pain be too much? Able to punch his way out.
And look at this now. Bad intentions coming with this hold. And you can see the arm getting absolutely wrenched.
Tap out. There it is.
Wow, Steel with a big win over Peter Maivia.
Here is your winner!
In a family of elite combat athletes and top
underway. Peter Maivia versus George the Animal Steel. Most of the matches between Peter Maivia and George Steel have ended inconclusively, but this time we'll have a winner.
These are two very different men, Cole. The High Chief is a man of great pride and respect for the ring, while Steel is, well, he's an animal. I can't think of two opponents with more opposing styles.
You said it, Corey. Let's just hope this one gets taken care of in the ring tonight. Oh. The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest...
No, nothing fancy here.
Tasted victory!
Backed up! Turns it around and the shoulders are down. Hold on. Trying to steal one here, and he gets the shoulder up.
No, not yet. Too early.
Punch lands. He's looking banged up here, guys.
Jarring European uppercut. Headbutt. Oh, not done yet. A second and a third, too. Boom.
And with an onslaught of strikes like that, it's clear they have nothing but punishment on their mind.
Getting set up in the corner now. Just lining up the chest of their opponent.
From the top, he fails to connect. Some folks call Peter Maivia the Flying Hawaiian. And the reasons are obvious for that moniker, but guys, how has he earned the other nickname of the High Chief?
Well, Cole, Peter Maivia is very close to the Anawahi family. In fact, Peter's considered a blood brother to the patriarch of that clan. When you add on the fact that Maivia was born and raised in Samoa, you can see the great pride he has for that land and its people in the tribal ink that covers his body. Peerless position for him to be in here. Doing whatever it takes to win, and we're about to see it. Superplex!
That wasn't just a move, that was a statement.
You saw that being telegraphed.
When a man like Peter Maivia signs up for a match with the Animal, he doesn't know what to expect, just to expect anything in the world.
Peter Maivia knows full well that he's in for some unusual treatment tonight. In fact, Steel often has trouble finding opponents due to his erratic nature. But when it comes to competition, the High Chief wants to prove he's worthy of that name. Peter Maivia will take on any competitor, no matter the difficulty. Oh, man. Sliding out of danger there.
Like a brick wall running into you. Two very opposing styles and everything. And they're going shot for shot, blow for blow. Oh, ouch.
Slugging away with everything they've got. Nothing pretty here, just good old-fashioned fisticuffs. WWE Universe appreciating these athletes going all around. This is a war of attrition with neither superstar wanting to be the one who surrenders. Ooh. Oh, looks like we got ourselves a hockey fight. That will leave you stunned. The Animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the Animal brandish a weapon against Peter Maivia before when it was against the rules. The High Chief better be prepared for Steel to get even crazier.
Oh, Maivia is prepared, all right. The man is extremely tough and agile. In fact, the High Chief's entire body can be considered a weapon.
Oh, foot just stomping down.
Oh, man. Maivia with a plan in mind.
Oh, God, that hurt.
Maivia can taste it now.
Overhand chop.
A sound suplex.
Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steel as competitors. One man based on order, the other on chaos, but it's reflected in their looks, too.
Indeed, Michael. Just look at the sculpted physique of the High Chief. And the tribal tattoos on his body are extremely intricate and definitely eye-catching. And Steel is, well, he's an ugly creature. Enough hair on his upper torso to classify as fur. Once more, setting it up! What a backbreaker. No way Steel's coming back from that.
Oh, this isn't pretty. Peter Maivia is looking unstoppable now.
And you can see Steel is struggling to weather the storm of the High Chief.
Big back body drop.
What an elevation.
George Animal Steel is not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, guys. He's a true brawler.
And he might be the best brawler in WWE, Michael. There is no shortage of fight in the Animal. But you know who might be a better brawler, guys? Nice takedown, stacked for the pin.
Countered into a new cover. This isn't good. He's got bad things in mind. Vicious headbutt.
And he's busted open. We need to get the doctors out here quick. Maivia just dominated the Animal with that one. Running power slam.
Peter Maivia very tough, but he also has movie star good looks. Quite the combo.
He's going back to the well. Oh, he just broken something. That finally has to slam the door shut and end this.
And starting to climb up the side of the cage.
You cannot waste any time when you start the climb.
Making it to the top of the cage. Balanced and seated now. And all he has to do is finish getting over the top of the cage and he's home free.
You can almost taste it now. Having problem lifting that other leg over.
And the High Chief defeats the Animal.
Here is your winner, High Chief Peter Maivia.
steel cage has finally delivered a decisive victory for the High Chief, Peter Maivia.
George Steele is one tough animal, but the way Maivia faced him in the cage tonight just...
She's not like most girls. She's also not like most WWE superstars. Nia Jax, the reigning queen of the ring, is a reckoning, a force of nature that blitzes right through her competition. A cousin of The Rock, Nia Jax arrived in NXT almost 10 years ago with astronomical expectations. Undaunted, Nia Jax would dominate early opponents, finding herself competing for the NXT Women's Championship mere months after her debut. It did not take long for those running Raw and SmackDown to take notice.
Well, our next pick, Nia Jax!
And Nia Jax would join the Raw roster as part of the 2016 draft lottery. And since joining the main roster, absolutely no one has been safe from Nia Jax. She is a two-time women's champion. She is a two-time women's tag team champion. She competed in the men's Royal Rumble match in 2019, even getting an elimination while in the ring.
Nia Jax looking to eliminate, she does!
She's battled standouts like Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. And all the while, she has left undeniable destruction in her wake. In the ring, she applies many of the same tactics that once benefited Yokozuna, even using her own version of the Bonsai Drop, known as the Annihilator. And just like its namesake, if it connects, your night is over. And Nia Jax remains driven for even more success, jumping at any opportunity to prove her dominance. This last year, that included entering into the 2024 Queen of the Ring tournament after earning victories over Naomi, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair. Nia Jax would fight her way into the finals, taking on former NXT Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria. Valkyria built a lot of momentum, defeating Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark, and Io Sky to punch her ticket into the final at the Queen and King of the Ring. With an obvious game plan, Lyra would look to stick and move, avoiding the colossal attacks of her opponent. Unfortunately, as often happens when competing against Nia Jax, Lyra made one miscalculation, and that error in judgment provided Nia Jax with the opening she needed to annihilate her competition. This is your opportunity to crown the first queen in Bloodline history. Make Lyra suffer. Make her regret ever entering your ring. Showcase the otherworldly power that forces an entire roster to cower in your presence. Because when you're an irresistible force like Nia Jax, resistance is futile.
And now a dark horse will face an unforgiving titan in hopes to don the crown. Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax in the Queen of the Ring Finals.
The following is the final match in the Queen of the Ring Tournament. Introducing first, from San Diego, California, Nia Jax.
I cannot wait to witness what unfolds here. The irresistible force has been on a tear recently.
And Nia believes the crown already belongs to her. Will Jax's menacing presence and sheer power be too much for Valkyria to overcome? Or can Lyra ride a happy softer ending to her Cinderella story.
Lyra Valkyria fancies herself a Morgan, which is an Irish goddess of war. As they were on the battlefield, they used to take the shape of ravens to fly around and decide who would live and who would die. That is what Lyra Valkyria is bringing to the ring here tonight.
And her opponent, from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra Valkyria!
Lyra Valkyria may have read a little too much fantasy in her day, and now is reality. Lyra Valkyria is about to go toe-to-toe with a real-life, fire-breathing dragon in the form of Nia Jax. Nia Jax, who's in the best physical condition of her career, tonight will make someone. Will it be Lyra? Will it be Nia? We'll find out in a matter of moments.
And guys, you win the crown. Guess what waits for you in August?
A date with the champion of your respective brand at SummerSlam.
And it's all come down to this, the finals of the 2024 Queen of the Ring tournament, Jax Valkyria, who will walk out of Saudi Arabia with a crown and a ticket to a world title match at SummerSlam.
Lyra Valkyria is about to go toe-to-toe with a real-life, fire-breathing dragon in the form of Nia Jax. Nia, who's in the best physical condition of her career and as highly motivated as I have ever seen. This night will make someone. Will it be Lyra or will it be Nia? We'll find out in a matter of moments.
What a sidewalk slam.
Flipping senton finds the mark.
Corey, what do you think is going to be the key in this match for Nia Jax? She's certain. And Nia now misses wildly. Lyra goes up over the top. Nia's got a caught, though.
Lyra trying to rely on her technique to bring down the irresistible force, but having no luck at the moment.
I'm not sure this is going to work either.
Jax just entirely too strong, but whoa!
That was interesting.
Oh, nice athleticism by Valkyria. Even Jax might be a little impressed.
I wouldn't go that far, Saxton. Here comes Nia, just imposing her will on Lyra Valkyria.
Again, Lyra showing how resourceful she is, applying the sleeper to Nia Jax. Lyra tried to hold on.
And now Nia Jax in control, and she's going to look to put Lyra away. Nobody home! Set outside the ring, and Valkyria's got a chance.
Huge window of opportunity. Right now for Lyra Valkyria to strike. Lyra may actually pull this off. Lyra may become queen. Lyra has the advantage. She has Nia reeling.
But Lyra can't win Queen of the Ring with Jax on the outside. This match has to end in the ring.
Lyra says she feels alive every time she flies, and that's what Nia has to avoid tonight, keeping Lyra grounded.
The woman thinks she's a bird, Cole. What do you expect?
It's symbolism, Graves. Attack right to the sternum. Annihilating offense from Nia Jax.
And the irresistible force is really keeping Valkyria grounded here. A clinic of counters being put on by these competitors.
Snapmare takedown. She's able to evade.
Got to get back to the ring to stay in the match. And she re-enters the ring. She's headed outside now.
I wonder what her game plan is. She's pumping herself up, reaching out for that burst of energy.
Anything can happen in WWE. It used to be a tagline, but it's the truth, and Lyra Valkyria is living it.
Over the last 12 months, Lyra has already knocked off the likes of Becky Lynch and Io Sky, but she's never faced anyone the size of Jax. This is a first for her career.
She's getting fired up, ready to show her opponent what she's got.
Now bringing the fight back into the ring. Misses the target. Didn't go to plan for Jax.
Lyra Valkyria powering up her opponent.
And now down with a nightway.
Lyra Valkyria got all of her. Unbelievable. Kick out at one. Unbelievable. More like inhuman.
Can't put this one away even after that big maneuver. Lyra Valkyria, one of the most technical wrestlers in NXT Women's Division history.
But the game is about so much more than technique. It's about experience and timing, knowing when to tap into certain parts of your psyche. Nia knows this, and we've seen it for years. The big question is, does Lyra?
And just being tossed away there. And at this point,
muscled all the way up and powerbomb. Can Lyra Valkyria survive this?
draped across the top rope. Floating forearm. Getting carried to a vulnerable position here. Each woman here is at a tough.
These two going strike for strike, it seems. Oh, man.
Big shots being fired right now. Neither competitor letting up. The fight is on, and it's furious.
Each exchange just sapping the energy from these two.
Exhaustion setting in, and neither one of them is letting up. Rapid fire shots. Not a superstar backing down.
And just like that, the scales are imbalanced.
Heading out, but needs to be aware of the referee's count. Fireman's carry. Wow.
Foot slam to follow.
And Lyra is brought to a disadvantage now.
Yeah, Nia is just buzzing right through Lyra here.
And she slides her back to the mat. Confidence is always a key for Nia Jax. She comes into every match thinking she hasn't won.
But when you have this business in your blood like Nia does, that confidence is genetic. But ever since the Irresistible Force returned to WWE 8 months ago, her confidence has been on another level. And she's gaining even more confidence as this match progresses. Jax may just be unstoppable now.
Jax with the irresistible offense.
And I don't think anything can stop Nia Jax right now.
Being placed in the corner here.
Big headbutt. And oh man, look at this. That last shot busted her open.
And that attack to the head, no doubt rocked her a bit. In just a matter of minutes, we'll have our second Queen of the Ring. The first, of course, being Zelina Vega.
But you've got to believe that Zelina will want a shot at whichever woman wins this. She beat the woman now known as Piper Niven that night, so you know Queen Zelina can strike down an enemy of any size.
And an answer from her.
She might be waking up. The U-turn Valkyria needed in this match could have been that right there. Feet tied up, has to be feeling vulnerable here. Stuck in the tree of woe and just having their face stomped. Many in the WWE Universe getting their first look at Lyra Valkyria. She's only had 3 main roster matches so far, and they were all in this tournament.
Big wins over Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark, and Io Sky over the last 3 weeks. That's an extremely impressive start for Lyra.
Wow, undefeated for 3 weeks? When Nia Jax joined the main roster, she didn't lose a match for over 7 months, and Jax has stayed that dominant for years. Nia Jax is doing whatever she wants, each Samoan drop driving all of the air up.
Valkyria
Crushed in the corner by Jax.
squashing Lyra in the corner, and the beginning of the end may be near. And Nia now, with Lyra on her back, gonna climb up to the second rope. This is a scary situation for Lyra.
Oh, look at this, maybe not.
No way, there's no way. Oh, no! Good night, Annihilator!
Here is your winner and the new Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax!
What a victory to the brand new Queen of the Ring!
Nia said she would do it, and she backed up her claims.
And now the Chief Content Officer of WWE and Triple H going to come in to congratulate Nia Jax and officially crown her the Queen of the Ring.
Absolute dominance by the new Queen.
I'm sure you will agree with your wise man. Many WWE superstars say they will do whatever it takes in order to achieve success. Quite often, it's a bunch of BS. But if you're lucky, you may run into someone who is willing to look out for the group. Someone willing to make sacrifices. And for this family, there was no one better than Rikishi. After the Head Shrinkers run in WWE came to an end, Rikishi, then known as Fatu, would go on a journey of self-discovery. This journey would lead to him taking on the name Rikishi, a subtle nod to his cousin Yokozuna, as well as an opportunity to start fresh with a global audience.
Well, my dad, when he became the Rikishi character, when you think about Samoan wrestlers, right, or mean, or aggressive, he made it like his own flavor, right? He had the blonde hair, still carried the aggressiveness, but I think he just wanted to add like a little flavor to it. But it became even more popular to our culture.
Rikishi blitzed WWE from the jump, devastating opponents with new tricks and winning people over with his fat-ass dance moves.
That Rikishi is fat, all right. P-H-A-T.
And with this wave of newfound momentum came even more success, with Rikishi capturing the WWE Intercontinental Championship and displaying incredible athleticism in iconic moments like when he dove off the top of the steel cage. The year 2000 belonged to Rikishi. But little did anyone know, Rikishi held a dark secret regarding a decision he'd made not for his own benefit, but for the benefit of the family. It was at the 1999 Survivor Series, that Stone Team 99 Survivor Series, that